Hi my art friends, it's Miss Rose from the Cary Area Library again with another fun art project to do at home. This is our sunny sunflowers and this could be a messy project. We're going to be drawing a sunflower and using black glue to outline it. So find a spot in your house that your mom won't get upset if it gets messy. Maybe even use a plastic tablecloth this time. So okay, let's do it. The supplies you will need is an 8 by 10 inch white drawing paper or cardstock, something a little heavier than copy paper. You also need some tissue paper in small squares, green, blue, orange, and yellow. You will need a paintbrush, a pencil, some white school glue, and some black glue, and the plastic cup to mix your glue in. Before drawing your sunflower, you might want to look at some pictures of sunflowers. There's books in the library you can get, or if you have a real sunflower growing in your garden, go ahead and take a look at that. You want to notice the shapes of the petals, how big the center is, and the shapes of your leaves. So notice that before drawing. Okay, we're going to start drawing our sunflower. The sunflower, I'm going to start with the center, and the center of the sunflower is quite large. So I'm going to use like the size of my fist to draw my circle, so I make sure I draw it large. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. You're going to be doing this in pencil. I'm doing it in Sharpie markers so you can see, but please do it in pencil in case you want to erase something. So that's our center of our flower, and then I'm going to start drawing the petals. I'm going to do a curved line out and then back in. It's kind of a football shape, and I'm just going to go around my center of my flower, drawing the petals. And again, you're doing this in pencil, so if you don't like something you're drawing, you can always erase and start over. And notice how large I'm drawing my sunflower to use up a lot of the paper space. Okay, once you have your flower drawn, you're going to go ahead and do the stem and your leaves. I'm just going to make my leaves the same shape as my petals. Okay, the first thing you want to do is separate your squares of tissue paper in piles of colors, because it gets kind of messy. Your fingers get sticky when you're making the glue, so it's best to keep them separate. All right, in order to make your glue water, you're going to add some white glue to your cup. I like to fill the bottom of it. And then you're going to add a little bit of water, just a little bit at a time. You want it to look like milk, but you don't want it really runny, but you don't want it as thick as glue. Stir it up, mix it really good. It seems like it's pretty good right now. If it was too runny, I'd add some more glue, but we got lucky and the mixture is just right this first time. Okay, now that you have your glue water ready and your tissue paper squares separate, you're going to start painting small areas of the paper with the glue water. And then lay your tissue paper down one piece at a time. Try and stay within your lines, but you can go over your lines a little bit. And you want to overlap your squares so no white is showing. Once you get a couple down, go ahead and paint over it with the glue water and keep going. So tissue paper down, glue water on top. Like I said, feel free to overlap. Try your best to stay within the circle, but it's hard because your shapes are squares and we're working with a circle. Oops. So we gotta kind of, and they'll slide around because it's wet, so we'll just put another one down. Okay, now we have our circle done. We're gonna move on to a petal. Same thing, glue water down, glue on top, and keep moving right along. If you feel like you have a little tiny area and you want to rip one of your squares in half to make it fit in there, feel free to do that. Okay, I think we've got the hang of it. Once your flower's done, if you want to add some orange into the center or green, you can go ahead and put the other colors right on top. Or if you want some of them bleeding into the petal, that works too. It's your sunflower, so you decide how you want it done. Once you get your flower done, go ahead and move to your stem. And you have 2 shades of green that you can use for your stem and your leaves. And I think the last thing you should do is your blue for your sky and background. Save that for the last and start at the top and work your way down. That way, if you run out of blue paper, when you get towards the end, you can use your green and put grass down at the bottom. Once you get your whole picture done with your glue water and tissue paper, let it dry overnight. Okay, once your picture has dried overnight, you'll notice that some of my tissue paper is hanging over the side. You can go ahead and trim that. Okay, so we're ready for our black glue now. You can actually make any colored glue you would like just by adding acrylic paint to a half a bottle of glue. I suggest using a half a bottle of white glue so you have room to add the paint to it. So you'll notice I did my tissue paper in the background, the blue. I added some orange into the center of the flower and some green, because some sunflowers have green in them. Some are black in the center, some are brown. So you're going to take your black glue, you're going to shake it, make sure it's mixed really well, and then you're just going to go over all your lines with the black glue. I suggest you work from the center and move your way out so you don't accidentally smear the glue with your hand. And you're just going to follow your lines. And this can get messy, so please take your time. I'm just going to turn my paper so it's easier for me to work. I'm going to do a little circle in the center. And you'll notice that we didn't draw any seeds when we did our sunflower, so I'm just going to add some black dots. And those will be all the seeds that are in the center of the sunflower. And once you get as many as you would like, you can move on to the petals and work your way out. And you notice that I did have some of my tissue paper, my yellow, come out into my blue, and that's fine. You don't really notice it once you get the black glue in there. So just keep going around your sunflower, doing all your petals. This is where you can also add details to your petals. And then you can move to your stem once all your petals are done. I did not finish my petals because I wanted to show you what I was going to do with the leaves. So again, this is where you can add details to your leaves by doing the veins. Okay, and you'll continue till you get all your pencil lines done in your black glue. Once you get all your black glue outlines done, let it dry overnight. And here's what my finished product looks like. So thanks for joining me for Sunny Sunflowers. Hope you had fun. Hope your sunflower turns out really cool. And see you next time for our next art project you can do at home.